Earlier today, we saw some of those showers, but those have moved on out as we get into these early evening hours, but there is still a chance for those to continue into the late night hours. And if you've been out and about today, you not only felt that rain, but also some cooler temperatures. That's right, in the last 24 hours, we have lost 12 degrees in Grand Junction compared to the same time yesterday, 13 degrees in Montrose, 11 degrees in Delta, and those afternoon highs are going to continue to stay cool. Even in Battle Mesa, we lost 17 degrees because we do have this low pressure that's shifting on in the west coast in that Pacific Northwest, which means there is chances for temperatures that are 20 to 30 degrees below through central California, northern California, but that's just kind of pushing into our region to give us temperatures that are about 5-10 degrees cooler. Now, as this low shifts on in, it's also going to cut off that monsoonal moisture we've been seeing, but we'll get into the details of that in just a moment. For the next 5 days, these cooler temperatures are having us stick around in those mid-80s. Through the weekend days, we'll even see some evening lows dipping down into the 50s. We're starting to get just that little taste of fall, and even on the first day of pumpkin spice in the end of August. Now, again, I mentioned that aerial flood watch just moments ago. We're seeing that not expiring at least until the late night hours of tonight, carrying in tomorrow, not only for Mesa County, but all of those surrounding areas, because that ground is already saturated, and we're still expecting those rounds and rounds of widespread storms moving on in. But hey, we've been tracking on in this monsoonal moisture, but it's going to get cut off as that low drops on in that I mentioned, and we'll start to see drier air move on in as soon as Sunday and Monday. There still could be some convection causing some afternoon showers through tomorrow, and of course, well, definitely into tomorrow and a little bit into Saturday as we continue to track on in that pretty heavy chance for continuous moderate rainfall through Friday, Saturday, like I mentioned, dropping off, and there is a chance for maybe a shower or two, some elevated humidities through the work week, but not much at all. Now, our future cast, as we take a closer look, does show a little bit into that late dinner time hour, some showers moving on in, sticking around at least until the 11 o'clock hour. Delta, Paonia might be seeing a shower or two, same into the middle of the evening, you know, midnight, 1, 2 a.m. before that shifts on out. Now, as we look into Friday, as we wake up, a very similar pattern could be seen, some light showers. Then we'll look into Friday afternoon. Grand Junction's looking at a severe storm or two, same into that 3, 4, 5 p.m. hour. Montrose receiving that later in the evening. Same with Delta, Grand Junction right behind in terms of that as well. Middle of the evening on Saturday, also still receiving those showers. Now, as we look into Saturday, we're still looking at pretty continuous moving on through. Looks like on Saturday on that 2 or 3 p.m. hour, the Mesa might be receiving some of those thunderstorms as well. And as these move on through, we're still on the watch for that moderate rainfall, those heavy wind gusts, still low hail possibility, but not out of the question, and moderate lightning. Now, let's touch on that flash flood outlook, because tomorrow into Saturday as well, we're still looking at that marginal chance starting to push on out like I mentioned on Sunday. But hey, we are expecting a little bit more in terms of rainfall hitting the ground. In total, by the time Saturday wraps on up, Grand Junction maybe just about ½ an inch, Montrose trailing fairly close behind, and then even pushing on up a little bit more than that on Saturday afternoon. But again, those sunny skies are returning after a nice cool weekend, with Montrose trailing behind, maybe even seeing some 70s again.